Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Heijun from Hanshi. Today I want to go over when to use the verb 먹다. Now you might think 먹다, I already know what that means. That means to eat, right? Yes, but I want to tell you how much Koreans love to use this word 먹다, to eat. There are so many different circumstances where you can use this word 먹다. First of all, I want to introduce you to these two different categories of grammar structure that you will see when using 먹다. With this structure, you will need a noun in the front. But with this structure, you will use a main verb and 어아 먹다 will become the auxiliary verb, which means it's going to be supporting the main verb. Without further ado, let's go straight to the examples. So, for this structure, what kind of nouns can you put in the front? First example is 나이, age. 나이를 먹다. This means that you are aging. When someone is asking for your age, but maybe you just don't want to speak up about your age, your specific age. So, you say, 저 나이 많이 먹었어요. 나이를 많이 먹었어요. So you can put that a lot to emphasize that you are old. So very subtly, you're telling that person, I'm old, so do not ask for my age. You can use this as a noun modifying form to describe how old someone is. For example, 저는 3살 먹은 딸이 있어요. That means I have a 3-year-old daughter. 3살. So 살 is a counter for age and 세 is 3 in this case. So 3살. Instead of just saying 나이 in the front, you can get specific in terms of how old. But usually when you get specific with the age, that's typically when you're trying to describe a little kid. Because when you start getting specific with your age and as you get older, it gets awkward. So you would rather just say it as 나이 in general. So for me, I would just say 나이를 먹다. So 3살 먹은 is a noun modifying form. I have that video explaining that noun modifying form, so go check that video out as well. And now when you use that noun modifying form, what do you need? A noun that's been described, right? So in this case, it's a daughter, 딸. So 3살 먹은 딸이 있어요. I have a daughter that's a 3-year-old. Next up, the noun is 겁. 겁을 먹다, which means to get afraid or be frightened. Let's say you went to an amusement park and you're afraid of the roller coasters and your friend sees how frightened you are by your face expression. And your friend could say, 너 겁먹었지? Are you afraid? So 겁을 먹다 or 겁먹다 means you're afraid, you're scared. And another noun that I want to introduce you is 욕을 먹다, which means to get criticized. So what I mean by to get criticism, it means, for example, you've accidentally said something that shouldn't be said. Then your friends listening to you saying it will be like, why did you do that? That was so stupid. Why did you have to say that in front of him or her? You would explain that situation, yourself being criticized, as 나 욕 먹었어. I've been criticized. And you can use this phrase like this too. So after your friends criticized you for saying something inappropriate, your friends would also tell you, 너 욕 먹을 짓 하지 마. 욕 먹다, like I said, it means to get criticized. So 욕 먹 is attached as a future tense in this case, and 짓, your action. 하지 마, 하다, to do, 지 말다, so don't do. 하지 마 means don't do that, but don't do what? 욕 먹을 짓. Don't do anything stupid that you would get criticized, okay? 욕 먹을 짓 하지 마. And another noun is 귀를 먹다. 귀 means your ears. And 귀를 먹다 means you didn't hear something. You were deaf for that moment. So let's say your friend was keep babbling about something, but you didn't hear any of that. Then your friend could say, 너 귀 먹었어? Are you deaf? And as a response, you can say, 나 잠깐 귀가 먹어서 못 들었어. I couldn't hear you because I went deaf for a moment. 잠깐, for a moment. 귀 먹어서, 어서 와서, giving a reason this time. So, 나 잠깐 귀 먹어서 못 들었어. 못 means you couldn't. So, 못 듣다 is to listen, right? That's a 디귿 irregular. 들었어. 못 들었어. I couldn't hear you. And the last noun I want to introduce you is 물을 먹다. This means to get soaked. So you can say something like 물 먹은 스폰지. So a sponge that is soaked in water. I'm using noun modifying form once again. So 물 먹은 스폰지. 물 먹은 스폰지. A sponge that got soaked. Or you can use this when you dropped your phone in the water by accident. You can say 핸드폰이 물을 먹어서 고장났어요. 핸드폰, your cell phone. 물을 먹어서. You're using 어서, 아서 for the reasoning. Why it's broken, right? So 핸드폰이 물을 먹어서 고장났어요. 고장나다 means to break. So 고장 났어요. It broke. And now with the second structure that I gave you in the beginning of the video, 먹다. You can say 잊어먹다, which means to forget. With the verb 잊다, to forget, you can attach 잊어버리다 or 잊어먹다. They're both correct. 잊어버리다 or 먹다 means the same thing, which means you completely forgot something. Meaning like in terms of your memory, you forgot something. As an example, you could say 우리 오늘 몇 시에 만나? 완전 잊어먹었어. When are we meeting today? I completely forgot. So I put 완전 in front of 잊어먹다 to emphasize that I completely forgot. 완전 잊어먹었어. I completely forgot what time we're meeting. So when you forgot something, 잊어먹다 or 잊어버리다. And another verb that you can use with 먹다 is 부리다, which means to boss around or to make someone do something. So 부려 먹다. 부리다 plus 먹다. So you ask your sister to help you do laundry, but you're not actually doing anything, but you're just making your sister do everything. And your sister might say, 엄마, 언니가 저 부려먹어요. Mom, she's bossing around. She's making me do everything. So 부려먹다 can be used when you are or you're being bossed around. And lastly, I want to tell you about 놀려먹다. So 놀다 means to play, right? And 먹다, 놀려먹다 means to troll. So let's say you've been teased. You've been trolled around. Then you can say, 너 나 놀려먹어? Are you teasing me around? So these are several usages of 먹다, to eat. You're not literally eating anything, but you're attaching them to nouns or verbs in order to create a new meaning. So I would just say that Koreans just love to eat and they attach 먹다 to a lot of things. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any further questions, please leave them in the comments and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching.